It's been definitely over the past 4 years that it's grown and just snowballed into what my dad's become now. And he's still my father, but he's changed a lot.
How so?
He's been more active on the internet, and obviously the militia and the far right extremists he's been involved with recently. He's been a lot more, I don't want to say aggressive, but more scared.
Would he talk to you about it?
No. I actually never even knew he was going to DC until the day he left. I'm sure it was because of my political views, but I'm not sure.
And when he would explain to you what he thought was going on in the country, how would he describe it?
He said it as if it was the end of times or that this country was on the brink of its own collapse. But I think it was just him trying to boost his own agenda and make it seem more like what he wanted.
When you would talk to your mom about this or any other family, could any of them explain it? Did they see it the same way you did?
No. I'm kind of on my own on my family right now with my own views about my dad. And I do love him and I do care for him, but that doesn't ignore everything else he said and done. What he said, and there's no taking that back. And the fact that he said that is enough for me to tell authorities.
This is not a political argument between a father and a son who are both strong-willed. You have real concerns about your father getting hurt?
Yes, sir. It wasn't just a political thing. I was worried about what could possibly happen, even remotely. I was a nervous wreck.
What's your best sense of what was driving his change and his fear?
Obviously, the man in charge at the time, I feel like, just really manipulated him into thinking what he...
Deci Trump.
I'm obviously not sure about that, but I can't know for sure. And that's the only thing I can blame is the politics he follows and idolizes.
Now, why couldn't you talk about it? When you heard that he was like messing with local militias and stuff like that, and that wasn't the man you knew, and you would talk to him about it, what would you get back?
I would get back almost only what would happen in the future, not what happened recently or in the past. He would be hyping up something. He would be like, I'm about to do something big. And obviously that was Washington, the Capitol riots. I didn't know that at the time, but it's something he does. He's not very open with me or my sisters about it. But he was very, very private about it.
And he was never like this before?
No, not even remotely. He would never say the stuff he did to me a couple of years ago.
Wow.
Me and my sister, not once would he even think about something like that.
And when you say this stuff, when you started talking to him about how upset you were, he started giving you ultimatums about picking a side?
He said, choose a side or die.
Wow.
And
That's
if I
not-
chose a certain side, I would cross a line and he would do something he didn't want to do. That can be open for interpretation, though. I did feel threatened at those comments,
Wow.
but
Choose a
it's
side
still
or
open.
die.
My sister can say otherwise, but I myself felt threatened.
You think your dad loves you?
I do think what he was doing, he thought was right. But in the end, what he was doing was not right. For himself or his family. Or the country, even. And I hope he realizes that soon enough. And if I could say to him right now, I would want to say I'm sorry what I've done, but I did think it was right as well.
Would you do it again?
Yeah. I definitely do it again.
Wow.
He wound up going to D.C. and he wound up getting arrested for what he did there. How does that make you feel?
Knowing it was probably my fault, but I feel disappointed in him for making that decision even at all, to go up there and risk his life and endanger others, and put his family in this situation. And it might be my fault for talking to authorities, but I don't
Săracul
think
copil
he's
la
an
18
adult and
ani.
he made his own
Ce
decisions.
părinte inconștient.
That last point, my friend, is the only one that matters. I've got a kid your age. I'm a dad. Kids don't take responsibility for what their parents do. You didn't make him to go to D.C. You didn't make him choose to do what he did that got him arrested. You didn't get arrested because you were worried about it. You got arrested because of what he did and what he chose to do. What you did was very, very hard. A lot of people wouldn't do it, even with the basis that you acted on, because they'd be afraid of offending family, hurting feelings, especially the man who raised you. And for you to put what's right on top of that is no small task. This is not your fault. I'm talking to you because I'm impressed by what you did. More importantly, why you did it.
Copil care are conștiință.
Thank you.
No, thank you, pal. Because what you did was hard. Doing nothing would have been easy.
Exactly. Mhm.